my channel. My name is Carolyn, and this is my Flosstube channel, Carolyn Stitches, a channel about cross stitch, my journey through cross stitch, and any other hobbies I may be working on that I want to share with you. Today is Sunday, October 9th, I think, and I figured let me get this video done. I was going to do it yesterday on Saturday, but I spent the day doing finishing. I have lots of finishing done. As you can see, my little wall here is looking a little more bare. I still have about 3 more things that I want to get finished off this wall. But it was a very productive day yesterday of finishing. I have framing to share. I have finishes to share, a little haul. I got lots of stuff. So first of all, I'd like to say welcome back to my subscribers. Thank you for coming back. And to my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for joining me and following my journey with cross stitch. So over the past month, let's see what's been going on. My parents are moved to Tennessee. Yes. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I know you're watching, and I'm so happy you're in Tennessee and you're settled, and you're now up there with my brother and my sister-in-law and his family. But I miss you guys, so I know you'll be watching my video and seeing me on my Flosstube to keep in touch. What else has been going on? I worked on smalls in September. My September was smalls. I focused on smalls. I got quite a few smalls done. I was very happy with what I did, but then I was enabled by my friend Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo. So if you haven't checked out Alicia yet, the Fanciful Flamingo, go check out her Flosstube. She just started a Flosstube. Go check her out. But she enabled me to start a project in September, and I started it and finished it in September. And I don't have the finish to share with you. I'll have to insert a picture later when I get to it. But I guess I, in a roundabout way, ended up participating in Sampler September also. So, not much else going on. Husband's recovering well from his shoulder surgery. If anyone's curious, he's in physical therapy. He's just doing his exercise and physical therapy, so he's doing really well with that. He no longer needs me to care for him as much as I was caring for him, so it's kind of nice. He's a little more self-sufficient. He's just getting antsy. He wants to go do more things, but he still has his limitations with his shoulder. Other than that, what else is going on? Oh, I've been at the cross stitch cupboard quite a few Saturdays stitching, which has been very enjoyable. So I've been stitching with Alicia down at the cross stitch cupboard. About 2 weeks ago, Timothy, the stitching steward, was there stitching. I believe a lady's name was Andrea, who came down from Royal Palm Beach, which is north of me. She came all the way down to the cupboard. And so yeah, I've been having a lot of time stitching at the cupboard. I plan on spending my next 2 Saturdays stitching at the cupboard. And then at the end of this month, I'm going up to Ocala for the Bare Bones Retreat with Brick City cross stitch. So that's like Halloween weekend, and I'm so looking forward to that. I can't wait to go. I know Alicia is going. I'm pretty sure I'll see my friends from the Ocala area, like Linda from Stitchy Linda. I'm not sure if Chrissy, Finally a Farm Girl, will be there, but there'll be some of my Ocala friends that I haven't seen in a while that I look forward to seeing, and plus going and shopping at Jean's shop, the Brick City cross stitch. I just have to figure out which fabrics I need. Like, I need any more fabrics, but Jean has fabulous selection of fabrics, so we'll see what I come home with. I'm just looking forward to having like the next 3 weekends are stitch heavy weekends, and then I have a retreat, 2-day retreat in Port St. Lucie, which is like an hour north of here. That is Veterans Day weekend, so very excited to have a bunch of stitching events coming up. So let's get into it. There may be something else I meant to tell you, but I'm not sure. Thank you for any shout outs. I know Stitch in Time, One Stitch at a Time, Tara. I'll put her link below. I was checking her out. She says she's been watching my videos and I've been enabling her, which I'm very happy to do. Very happy to do is enable you at any time. So stay watching, Tara. I think that's your name, Tara. Maybe you'll find something else to be enabled with today. So let's get into the finishes. I have some previous finishes that I had dropped off at the framer before I had a chance to show you fully finished. I have some smalls that I finished recently that I fully finished. And I have some new starts that I fully finished. It may be a hodgepodge everywhere. I will try to identify. I have no notes. We are winging this, shooting from the hip. So let's get into it. Pardon me, one moment. Let me turn around and get the first three. Okay, framing. Picked up framing. Oh, it's tight in here. Picked up framing from the cross stitch cupboard. And this is Tempting Tangles, the Great Cheshire Pumpkin. And I love this frame. It has this like rustic feel to it with the orange coming through, all distressed. So this is the Great Cheshire Pumpkin by Tempting Tangles. And I stitched this on, I think it's, I want to say, I don't know. Previous video I have it, but it's a linen. It's a Picture This Plus. I should have been better prepared. But I know I had shared this in prior videos. So this is the finish of the Great Cheshire Pumpkin, and I love it. I already have it hanging up with all my Halloween stuff on the Halloween wall. Little witch. And this looks so much better than the picture on the pattern. The picture on the pattern, it has the house is very yellowy, and it's really not. It's just beautiful, like taupey colors of the house and all the little cats. So that was a fun stitch. That one's done. And then I received back ink circles, Dreidel. So when I stitched for my husband. So this is Dreidel by Ink Circles. I think this is a Picture This Plus. I want to say Dwarf and B5200. I believe the pattern for this had it reversed where they wanted you to use like a variegated hand-dyed blue floss for the stitching and on a white fabric, so I reversed it. It was a lot of white to stitch with. I did not enjoy stitching that much white nonstop. So that is Ink Circles, Dreidel. And then this last one, I actually forgot this one was at the framers. They said, oh, we have framing for you, and it's Frost is on the Pumpkin. And I was like, I didn't have anything called Frost is on the Pumpkin. I don't have it. And they were panicking. They were kind of like, what? Let me look. No, it's this one. And they started reading it to me. I'm like, oh, that's the Autumn Harvest one. So this one, I worked on this quite a bit at StitchCon this year. And then I finished it when I got back to StitchCon. And it is, I believe, called Autumn Sampler by Elizabeth Hartman Designs, I believe. And I love this distressed kind of green frame, and it's on an Aida, and I'm not sure what it is. I can always look it up if you are curious and would like to know. So this is an Autumn Sampler. And I stitched majority of this up at StitchCon. I worked on it quite a bit at StitchCon and finished it when I got back, but I just got back from the framer, so I love that. Okay. Other fully finished I have is, and I'm going to be sorry, I don't remember the names, the designers' names on some of these patterns. These are old ones that I finished, so I know I talked about them in prior videos, but if you would really like to know, drop me a message and I will let you know. So this one is Enter If You Dare, and I did work on this one at StitchCon also, and it is on an Aida. So this board here, I got this at Hobby Lobby. I went shopping at Hobby Lobby. I brought all the measurements of these things, and I go around Hobby Lobby with like a tape measure, and I look for things that'll fit. So this had something, and you look on my Instagram, you'll see it, where this was like plain wood, and it had some fabric on it, and it said like Home Sweet Home or something. It was all white. I painted it black, and I painted the background black, and I just put the little project in here. The Enter If You Dare. Yeah, so I go around with my tape measure and find things that'll fit. Let's see here. This is another one I fully finished. Jardin Prive Halloween. I'm stitching. And this was another one where it was like a piece of artwork. I think, yeah, see, it hangs like this. It was like a piece of artwork with a design in it. And I painted over it inside, so in case anything shows, because I know it's not perfect in there, but I don't care. and it just inserted. So I like these because they'll sit up on their own and I don't have to hang them because it's nice and thick. It'll sit up on its own. So that is Halloween. I'm stitching. I finished that one up yesterday. Sorry. Let's see here. Liberty. This was Little House Needleworks or Cottage Garden Samplings. It was a small little pattern that came with the silks. And this is like a little board from Hobby Lobby. I think it said like autumn something in it. But of course, going around with my tape measure, it fit perfectly. And I got a little off center, but it's okay. And then I added this pom-pom trim around it. So this is Liberty, fully finished. And those are new starts and finishes. My counted canvas needlework, it's 8 inches square, and I got lucky and I found an 8-inch square picture frame. So I have an 8-inch square picture frame that it fits in there. It's a little tight of a fit, but it's in there. So that is my counted canvas by Kathy Rees, Sugarlight. I got that finished in a frame, and I left the glass in it because I just wanted to protect it from dust and cat hair and stuff, since this may be up year round, or I may just take this to my office and put this in my office. Okay, and then another finish of a prior finish I'll share with you, and then we'll get into new starts that are finishes. So this is it's Little House Needleworks. It's a pumpkin, and I did show this in a prior video, and it's silk with a stitch with the silk, but I found this pumpkin, this big pumpkin here at Hobby Lobby, and I just finished it and put it on the front. So I think that's really cute. So that's the pumpkin. This pumpkin's from Hobby Lobby, all pre-decorated for me, and then I added the pumpkin on the front of it. Okay, so new starts and finishes, and then we'll get into new starts. Oh, the other finish. No, fully finished. Let's do new starts that are fully finished, and then we'll get into like, okay, whatever. Stay with me. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, this was a new start because I did smalls September smalls, whatever you want to call it. And this was Tuesday morning by SamSarah Designs, Tuesday morning, and it came with floss. It came with the Crescent Colors floss. And I stitched this on a piece of 18 count Nutmeg by Rogue. One second, let me see if I have it here. Nutmeg by Rogue Stitching. So this was stitched on Nutmeg, 18 count Nutmeg by Rogue Stitching. And I finished it in this little ornament box or design box that I got at Hobby Lobby. It says like welcome autumn or hello whatever on it, and it did have like a little like a hanger here with a piece of twine on it. I just took that off, so this will stand by itself. And I know I've used these boxes before for finishing smalls. I think last year for a smalls exchange I did a little turkey that I put in here, and I had like a little sitter thing that sat on top. So I love these little boxes for the smalls. So that is Tuesday morning by SamSarah? Yeah, SamSarah. So that was a new start for my small September and a finish. And then the other new start and smalls finish was Little Britters Brittercup Design Boo. So that's Boo, and it has 2 buttons on it. This was a little kit I got off of eBay that came with like the fabric, so it's mystery fabric. And I finished it again in these little boxes. And then so there's Boo. That is adorable. That's very cute. Stitched up super fast. I think this is the only one I had to wait to get the specialty floss. I had to order the floss for the border, and the floss for the border is this Weeks Dye Works jack-o'-lantern. So that's this floss here that's in this border. That didn't come with the kit. I had to order that and wait for that to come in. So that is Boo by Brittercup Designs. Okay, so a couple more starts and finishes. I finally did it. I know I've been talking forever about stitching this, and I finally did it. I'm so happy I did it. And it is Bent Creek Happy Halloweenies. It is 2 hot dogs dressed up for Halloween, and how is that not freaking adorable? I bought this when I visited Colorado, visited my friend in Colorado back in 2021. And I loved it so much, and I was like, I'm gonna stitch it. Well, it took it over a year later that I finally stitched it. So this is Happy Halloweenies, and this is on a piece of mystery coffee tea dyed even weave that I had in my stash. So there it is, Happy Halloweenies, the called for DMCs. I just used all DMC. So that is so freaking cute. I absolutely love the Halloween weenies. Too cute, too cute. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna finish that one. Okay, another new start and finish for my smalls was Lizzy Kate. Forgive quickly, kiss slowly. And this was stitched on, I have no idea. I want to say this is Fox and Rabbit. It's a Fox and Rabbit. But there it is. Forgive quickly, kiss slowly. So I finished that one. And I'm not sure. I think I'm going to finish this in a pillow. I'm not great at finishing pillows. But I had an idea, and I wanted to do my own trim for it. And I picked up an old hobby that I haven't done in years. And I picked up an old hobby of shuttle tatting. So if you're familiar with tatting or not, it's an old form of lace making where you use a shuttle and you use very fine crochet thread. So that is my piece of tatted trim that I made. It took me a little bit to get the muscle memory back, and once I got the muscle memory back and remembered how to do it, I was very happy. So the trim, I don't know yet. I'm going to do something, you know, putting it down at the bottom somehow when I finish it. I'm not sure, but I did tap myself a whole 8 inches of trim. Just have to finish it off now and attach it, but I'm so happy I remembered how to tat trim. So in case you're not sure, or maybe you're not sure of it, but tatting is when you use the shuttle. So it's a shuttle, and then the very fine, this is 20 count, like crochet thread, 20 count crochet thread. And I used a method, it's cut right now, but I used a method called ball and shuttle to tat that piece, where it's, you wind the thread onto your shuttle, and so your shuttle is still attached to your ball, and then that's how you tat. So there's other methods where you can tat with like 2 shuttles, or you can tat with 1 shuttle, but it took me a while to do the muscle memory of like remembering how to do this. It took me a while to remember how to do this, and I was like so happy I remembered how to do it. So we'll see if I go down that rabbit hole and do some more tatting, which I like to do. Okay. Okay, my other start and finish, which I don't have with me. This was the pattern I was enabled by Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo. She had been working on it at the cross stitch cupboard when we were meeting and stitching. She did hers on this beautiful blue fabric, and I was loving the colors of it. And as it was stitching up, it was so gorgeous. So I, of course, went and bought the pattern and bought some fabric, and I started in September. I couldn't resist. So this took me, I forget how long it took me to stitch it up. Let's see here. I started this on September 17th, and I finished it on September 30th. So not too bad. I did stitch it on 18 count Tangerine Dream by Rogue Stitching fabric. And it is the Jean Farish, 2 turtles and a flamingo. And I changed the word down here. The nice thing about this pattern is she gives you all these options. There's even more in the pattern for changing the word at the bottom. Beach time, Caribbean, pool time, Florida Keys, cruising time, I think Key West, Florida. It has all kinds, she has all kinds of options. Sorry. She has all kinds of options in the pattern to change it down here. So I changed it to Florida. And I charted my name. And I did change, it's charted in Cosmos floss with a DMC conversion. I used the DMC, but then I also used her suggestion down here that if I wanted a pinkier pink, to change it to a different color of DMC, which I did. I chose the option of a pinkier pink. And then the greens that were in here were very, this is just a mock-up. The greens that she used were very olivey. They were olive green color. And so I took the suggestion of Erin at Perpetual Projects. She switched it up and she switched to brighter green. So I used her suggestions on the greens and switched it to brighter green. So I will insert a picture of the finished item here. Okay, it is down at the cupboard, it is being framed. As soon as I get it back, I will share it with you. Okay, I'm looking around if that's all my finishes, and I think it is. That's a lot of finishes. I'm so happy. My wall is bare. Maybe I'll actually finish that quilt one day. I was in here working, and my black cat, Quill, he was just into everything. He finally, had the hot glue gun going. He jumped up on here at one part. Thankfully, the hot glue gun wasn't turned on, but he jumped up on my little table here, and it's like, get out of here, kitty cat. He's trying to open my closet doors. He's into everything. That little cat is just a menace. He's just into everything. But then he was being so super lovey too, so it was kind of nice. But I'm going to try to, I don't know if today I'm going to try to work in here, but I do got to get back in here. I want to finish this quilt, and I do have a little quilt over here on the, right here. I can't do this. Right there. Right there is a quilt that I want to finish too. Okay. What did I work on? New starts. Let's get into some new starts. So I had my box of smalls. My box of smalls I was working on. I still have this one small that I'm waiting for beads and specialty buttons to come in on to finish up. And I have, okay, the other small in here that I started. So the other small in here I started was a kit that I got on eBay. Chessie's Fern. This little cat with the fern. So it's like a little pin or a little pillow and a little scissor fob. And it came with the fabric and the floss. So I started it. So this is how big the piece of fabric is that you're supposed to get the front of the little like pillow thing and then the two things of the scissor fob on here. Well, it's so small I can't get it in a hoop, and I really don't like stitching in hand. And right now it's on like satin stitch here, and trying to do that in hand I did not like. So this I got about as much as putting the back stitch the border in, so I know I'd have room to put the two parts of the scissor fob on here, and I started satin stitching, and I gave up because I'm doing it in hand and I did not like doing it in hand. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take regular cotton fabric and sew cotton fabric around this whole thing, so I can then put it in a hoop or put it in a Q-snap, so I can then work on it. But right now it's kind of in timeout. So that's where that one is. Because I think it's also like 36 count, and I can't do that in hand on flimsy linen. It's too much for me. Okay. You start my Bitsy Bob. I love these Bitsy Bobs, which I use for my Mill Hill kits. So So I have a mill hill that I started. And this mill hill, I always like to try to have like one mill hill on the go. This is Autumn Harvest, Wacky Wendy. And I got a start on Wendy there. So I just started her. And another new start I did finally, and I'll have to insert a picture here of this, but this is the HandsOn Design costume party mystery stitch along that she released earlier in October. I finally started this. I think I started it Friday night. And that's as far as I've gotten so far. I didn't get a lot of stitching on it this weekend because we were out Friday night, we were out Saturday night, and I was doing finishing yesterday. So that as far as I got on it. And I'm using the fabric from, is it from Stephanie? Hand-dyed fabric by Stephanie. I don't have it here. I have the extra pronounced them, but I think this is the called for fabric from, I think it was Hand-dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And I have it in the Aida. So that's as far as I've gotten on that project. And let's see here. Oh, another new start was, this is a stitch along with Joanie at Joanie Loves Stitching. I picked up this pattern at StitchCon this year, and then I was in line getting fabric, and Joanie was behind me, and she's like, oh, that fabric's gorgeous. What are you going to do with it? And I was like, oh, I'm going to do Sleepy Hollow. And then a stitch along was born. So this is Sleepy Hollow by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I'm doing it on 18 count Aida Dovetail by Forbidden Fibers, and I'm using the DMC. So there is, as far as I got. I worked on this for maybe a week. I started it October 1st. So that is as far as I've gotten on it so far. Sleepy Hollow by Hello from Liz Matthews on 18 count Dovetail. It's very subtle modeling of like gray and some peach in there. So I thought it looked like a good, kind of like stormy night. That's as far as I've gotten. And then I had, what else did I got here? Oh, I had another whip that I worked on maybe an evening or two just to do something a little different. This is Cherry Hill Stitchery and Autumn Wish. And I converted it to Victorian Motto sampler floss. So I'm using pretty much all Victorian Motto sampler floss. I do have like 2 DMCs I'm using. 3 DMCs. I'm using like 3 DMCs, but I converted it to some Victorian Motto sampler floss. And it's being stitched on a piece of mystery coffee tea dyed Aida. I don't know what count it is. It could be 18. I'm not sure. I'll have to count it one day. So there it is. That's what I have done. And I just worked on the vines here. I didn't do much stitching in it because I still have to fill in that pumpkin. And I just worked on the vines. So that's Cherry Hill Stitchery and Autumn Wish. Love these white pumpkins. Okay. Now let's get into, now look around, look around. Oh, I'm leaving a pattern out. Where's this pattern go to? Here we go. I had a pattern I left out. Let's put that in. Okay. Plans and then some haul. So let's get into some plans and then we'll do haul. So plans, I'm going to try to continue working on that HandsOn Design costume party. I'd like to get that done. And I do have some other Halloween ones I want to start. And some smalls. So the first small, I have this other one I want to start, which is Bent Creek, the Thankful Owls. I want to start that one. That'll be quick and easy. I pulled the flosses for it the other day when I sat here and I had a pile of floss from projects. And I sat here yesterday too before I started my finishing, and I was putting away floss. Organizing and putting away floss. So this Thankful Owls, I'm going to stitch it on this same piece of fabric that I stitched the Halloweenies on. I'll just come over here and stitch it. That way I'll have fabric, you know, have a big enough fabric I can hold on to stitch, and then I'll use the rest of the fabric for something else. And another plan I want to do, and this is I love this bag. This bag, look at this bag. Isn't that adorable? These were custom made for me by Just Crossing Stitches on Etsy. Just Crossing Stitches on Etsy. She does fabulous work. She has beautiful bags. I mean, look at the detail here. She put trick or treat. I don't know if you can see that. Trick or treat on the back of the little tab here. But this was my fabric I had, and she made me a bag. And it's just got polka dots on the inside. So, you know, go check her out. She has beautiful bags. Just Crossing Stitches. Even this here, you can like hook your scissors to it so they don't, you know, poke through your vinyl or get lost in your bag. Beautiful bags. Beautiful work. So this one I want to start, and I want to start it soon. And it is, I saw this up at StitchCon, and I want to start it. They had it finished in a drum. It's Cricklewood Crossing, and it is gone to a Better Place series Land of Trouble Part 2. So they had it finished in a drum, and it was very hard to see what it was because it was in a drum and I couldn't quite tell what the design was. And then Gary from Garon Stitchery, he was like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? It's so cute. And I was like, what? And he showed me. I was like, oh my God, that is adorable. I couldn't tell what it was in first because it was in a drum and it was hard to see. So this is just the reference copy. It is a stagecoach driving it like a skeleton horse with a cat on the back, going for a ride. So I am going to start this. I saw it at StitchCon and I was like, I want to start that. I want to start that. So I have this pulled out. I have the floss pulled for it. The DMC, it is only like 7 colors of DMC. While I was putting floss away yesterday, I pulled more floss out so I could do this. And I am stitching it on the other half of that Forbidden Fibers Dovetail 18 count Aida. So I'm going to stitch it on the other piece. I knew I had this piece somewhere and I couldn't find it. And I was asking Joanie, like, Joanie, what is the name of that color of that fabric? And then I found it. So it is the other piece of that dovetail. I'm going to stitch this one on. So I'd like to start that here soon. Maybe after I give a little more love. Maybe I'll start this next Saturday because I'll try to give some more love to the HandsOn Design Halloween costume party and see if I can't finish it. And so this other one I have is a market release, and it finally came in and I picked it up my last trip to the cupboard. It's the Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogu in the Halloween sampler. I am going to start the Halloween sampler. And I think after a while, I may be tired of stitching witches and black cats, but I'm going to start this Halloween sampler. And I'm doing it in DMC. It really does not call for that many colors, like 8 colors of floss. And I am stitching it on, I was down at the cupboard and I saw this, it just came in Ancient. She had just got it in. I am going to stitch it on Ancient. And I think that'll look so cool. So this is a piece of 32 count. Yeah, 32 count Ancient by Picture This Plus, which I'm going to stitch that on. So I do want to get this started at least this month. have it in a project bag. I had these made up for my friends when we went to StitchCon this year. I gave one to my friend Helen and one to my friend Carrie Lynn. I had them made up. Little project bags for us. Okay, haul. This is just some of my haul. There's more. There's always more haul. So whatever I show you in haul, trust me, there's more, but I'm not going there. This is just some of the stuff that I've gotten recently and I wanted to share with you. So, Market. Some more of my Market stuff came in. I may have shown this one previously. The Stitch Witch by Tiny Modernist. I love that. I think I'm going to change her skin. I might have to change up her dress here because she has like gray skin. What color's her skin? Yeah, her skin's like a gray, purpley gray skin. I may change up her skin to be more green and then just change her dress here to be like purple. Her bodice to be purple. So that's, I think I'll work on at some point. At some point, I will start that. But that is cute. Stitch Witch. And I picked up Heart and Hand Halloween Tiny Town. Super cute. I think, was it Andrea, I think at the cupboard was working on, I think she was working on Halloween. We were down there. I think she was doing hers on like a lime green color. So there's Halloween Town. Caitlin, hello Caitlin. At some point, Caitlin is a new friend of mine from StitchCon we met. And at StitchCon, she was stitching on Liberty Town and finished it at StitchCon. It was so cute. And because she was stitching on that, I thought they were so cute. And I went and bought all the Halloween towns. I mean, all the tiny towns. So I know Caitlin, at some point, we need to start a tiny town stitch along. I know you're busy right now. You have a wedding coming. But we'll get started soon, hopefully, on a tiny town stitch along. And then I got the White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. I love this. It's got Quaker. I love Quakers. Colors are beautiful. So I picked that up. And then other patterns I picked up. I saw this. I don't know where I saw this one, but I thought this is very cute. It's an older Cricut collection called Rabbit Habit. And it's got this bunny. And then that carrot. So it's a Cricut collection, Rabbit Habit. That bunny is so pretty. And you could stand up out of that. And then Nikki's Creations, House of Halloween. And an old pattern by You and I and Friends. This is an oldie. It's Primitive Flag. Pick this one up off of eBay. Primitive Flag. So, that is it. I'm looking. Oh, let me share. Maggie Kitschy Whips. She got me started on this for my orts. It's filling up, Maggie. I'm filling it up. Been busy. So my ort thing's filling up. And what else? That's it. Oh, here, let me show you something. 1 second. Pardon me as I stand up. You see my tush. The design wall back there is where I put stuff so I remember it. And it stays in front of my face. So I finally got the last part into We Are All A Little Batty here by Amy Brooken. So I got all the parts. All the parts to it finally came in. And I've been waiting for them to come in because it has it stitched as one big square piece. My thought is to put 3 little characters in a row. So try to do like 1, 2, 3 all in a row, right? See if I can hold this up. And then do that We Are a Little Batty. Just the We Are a Little Batty. So it'll be like these 3, then We're a Little Batty, and then put the last 3. So it'll be a long piece. Does it make sense? So it'll be like take this piece and put it over here, and take this piece and put it over here and just have one long piece. That's what I'm thinking. And I did the math. I hope I did the math right. I got to sit down and do the math a couple times. But that's what I want to do. The only thing is this bat here, he kind of hangs off of that word. So my bat just may be hanging out of thin air. But I think that's what I want to do to make it a little different. And then the color of the fabric, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on purple or a different color fabric. So when I go up to Brick City cross stitch at the end of this month, I am going to bring this with me and figure out a fabric to put it on, and hopefully get the fabric while I'm up there at Jeans, and then start this. So that's another plan I have there. Okay, that is all. That is all I have for you today. Thankfully, I didn't make the video too long. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions on anything I've shared, please leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to respond if I enabled you in any way. You're welcome. And please leave a comment below to let me know. I will hopefully get a lot of stitching done the next 3 weekends, being like stitchy focus weekends. And I'm looking forward to that. So for now, everyone enjoy your stitching. Go check out Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, and say hi to her, see what she's working on. And I'll see you back soon, hopefully in November. I don't know if I'll have it. I don't know if I'll record before my November retreat or after my November retreat, but I'll be back in November, and we'll see. Maybe when I'm at Brick Stitch, I'll have to talk to Alicia if maybe she wants to, you know, film anything when I'm up at Brick City cross stitch at the end of the month. I don't know if I'll film anything or I'll try to get some footage. My problem is I go to these things and I'm so focused on stitching and enjoying myself that I always forget to take video or take pictures or anything like that. I'm just so like in the moment focusing on it and having a good time. So I always forget to kind of take pictures and share, but I will try to remember to get some pictures. So until then, happy stitching, and have a good week, everyone. Have a good month. Be safe with Halloween. Hopefully the weather's getting nice where you are, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.